What's up, y'all? It's been a minute. It's been a long while, but it's been okay. So, just wanted to give my quick thoughts. It's gonna be a very short video, but I figured I not only owed y'all a video, and I know I say that every time, but you know, I'll say this for those of you that are here in the US with me. Alright, I know this is a problem internationally, but it's definitely a problem here in the US. So it's a modern, as cliche as this is going to sound, it's a modern form of slavery. It's a modern form of oppression. And you know what? I said fuck that. Fuck you, the 1%. Fuck you. So, yeah, y'all know already I don't follow YouTube's guidelines, so this is obviously not going to be monetized. At the same time, I'm not popular enough for this to be monetized, so that's fine. But I really do truly mean it. Fuck you, the 1%. So, with all that aside, yes, I am working a lot. Yes, I am broke as hell, barely trying to make ends meet. Yes, I feel like I'm barely staying afloat, just like 98% of y'all watching this. Probably the full 100%. That being said, I was like, you know what? Maybe I not have the fancy equipment anymore. Maybe I might not have the fancy setup anymore. But fuck it. I'm gonna make a review. Because I want to. And this is about as good as it gets right now. That's totally fucking fine. So, the Odyssey. And I am literally outside the theater right now. So, I just got in my car and I was like, yeah, I want to make this review. So, Odyssey. Not gonna lie, even as I'm talking right now, I have no idea what I'm giving this movie because, and hopefully by the end of the review I'll have made up my mind, but I'm stuck between two ratings. Also, I don't remember my little taglines to my ratings, so when I give it a number rating at the end, ooh, man, it's going to be kind of sad, because I'm just going to say the number, and I don't know the little tagline that comes with it, but it's all good. Just because it's been this long. But, the Odyssey. Alright, so this is as you guys know, this is a 2026 movie. Came out July, and it is directed by Christopher Nolan. It is a retelling of Homer's Odyssey, condensed into, and it's a long one, but condensed into in 3 hours. So, overall, I always start with the positive. So overall, really good, actually. I quite enjoyed it. I will say that it really felt like a movie. And what I mean by that, and probably those of you guys that have been watching movies lately in the past few years, it didn't, and I think I've said this before with a few other movies, but like it has really, like, it just lately, this has been like a plague, really. But so many movies nowadays feel like a product. They are just products. They just check all the boxes, they package it, ship it, and send it on its way. And that is it. No, this actually felt like it was a movie, a genuine work of art, like a genuine, like, you know, Christopher Nolan genuinely trying to make a movie. You know, so, by the way, I'm not a huge Christopher Nolan fan. I am not one of those that everything he touches is gold. However, this one is a good one. All right, so you can rest. Those of y'all that are Christopher Nolan fans, y'all can rest assured that he delivered on this one. Those of y'all that aren't Christopher Nolan fans, well, I don't know why you'd hate on the guy. Those of y'all that like just dislike him, but those are that are more or less neutral, like me, like recognize his, you know, where his efforts are great. I know, like, one movie I particularly didn't like. I didn't like it back then. I still don't like it now. Inception. Like, you know, that movie sucked. Sorry. But so I'm not even that was like at the height, the peak of his, like, everyone, you know, like worshiping this guy. So, but yeah, no, like, of course you have your, you know, your Batman movies that he was phenomenal at. So, and when I say that, I mean Batman Begins and Dark Knight. That Batman 3 sucked. Same thing. I squawked about it back then, and I squawk about it now. That movie fucking sucked. But anyhow, I digress. Sorry, coming back. That being said, no, it genuinely feels like a movie. It genuinely feels like Christopher Nolan doing everything that Christopher Nolan does. He is not just banking on the name, the legacy of the Odyssey. It seems like it actually came from a good, I guess, an honest place in his heart. Of course, it's a movie. The goal is to make money, but no, it actually feels like I said, like a work of art. It feels like a real movie. It feels like a genuine movie, and that's the best way I can describe it. Because I don't want to sound too snobbish, if you will, or again too nerdy or artsy when I say it's a work of art. But like it is, it genuinely feels like a movie, and I can't give it enough credit for that. So that's number one. Overall, really good, and definitely feels like a work of art. Two, one thing that is definitely, I guess a lot of people were just. I don't know why people were worried about this or why people were concerned. And call me old school, but I don't know. For me, it wasn't a big deal coming into the movie. Definitely even less of a big deal walking out of the movie. But for those of y'all that were worried about the wokeness of it, like because of the casting of oh man, I'm sorry, I do not know who plays Helen of Troy, but just because she's black, and obviously in that time, it wouldn't, in Greece, I believe, and forgive me if I'm getting any of these facts wrong, like that wouldn't have been the case, but no, like she felt natural in the movie. That same with Elliot Page, who is a trans male. Same thing, felt natural, did not feel forced. I will say, and this is no disrespect to Elliot Page, there probably a few more years with the testosterone need to happen, because the voice was not. I mean, and males do have high pitched voices, but the voice was still not quite there, not quite convincing. But overall, yeah, no. He felt natural in the movie. He felt natural in the role. None of the stuff that people were. I guess the society, the concerns of society, none of that mattered in the movie. Everything felt organic, and I love that about the movie. I'll say that, like, everything felt in place. Nothing, as far as the actors, felt out of place. All right, and the actors did great. All the actors did great. So, and then on top of that, what else do I want to give it credit for before I go into the bad? Because it's always easy to go into the bad. But overall, a good movie. Actors all felt great. All felt organic, and all did a great job. But I also want to give it credit for. Oh no. Sorry. I also want to give it credit for just like some of the. Again, it felt like a movie. Like some of the choreography here, though the editing, I will say, could have been a little bit better for my liking. But no, everything seemed very well choreographed as far as whenever it was getting into the action scene. So that was really cool. So overall, those are my positives. And again, I'm kind of on the spot, and I kind of want to make it brief because I just kind of like I did the last 3 minutes there. My best guess, by the way. This is not going to be an edited video, but I tend to rant a lot, so yeah. All right. Now going on to the bad. A little bit of the bad. Like, this one's going to be a nitpick, and I want to ease into the what I actually genuinely felt was bad. So this is just a minor nitpick. I did start to feel the runtime just slightly, ever so slightly. I am no stranger to extremely long movies. Those of y'all that know me know that Titanic is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I will gladly sit through those 3 hours every time. On top of that, another James Cameron film that I'm The Way of Water. That second Avatar movie was amazing, and I will sit through those 3 hours every time as well. So I'm no stranger to 3 hour long movies. Endgame, oh my gosh, y'all. Only movie so far to get a 10 out of 10 on the channel. And 3 hours long. Just to bring up another long movie, if y'all ever bought the Jurassic World Dominion director's cut, which little bit of trivia here. That was actually the original theatrical release, but Universal had Colin Trevorrow cut 14 minutes, I believe, of of time from that movie for the actual theatrical release. So the original intended movie was 2 hours and 45 minutes, essentially, and so that almost 3 hours as well. And which, by the way, the director's cut, if you get a chance to see that, definitely watch it. Way better than what y'all saw in theaters. Anyhow, going back to that, I barely started feeling the runtime just a little bit, enough to where it, like, I noticed it, but like nowhere near enough to where I would discourage people from watching the movie. However, I know that the casual moviegoer, and unfortunately the younger moviegoers, they're gonna feel it. They're gonna feel it. You know, like the younger generation is definitely a lot less patient, and they want, you know, and that's just unfortunately that's not bashing on the younger generation. That's definitely an American induced trait. Unfortunately, Americans want their results now. They want it fast. They do not want to wait, so on and so forth. And let's be real, what's it called, corporate America has definitely catered to that to a fault. So or consumer America, you know, consumerism, capitalism, all that BS that I don't want to mention, but again, definitely applied to that first part of the movie. Fuck y'all. Once more, that's the last time I'll say it, but fuck y'all, the 1%. Because again, the reason I haven't made movies like this, because yeah, I haven't had the free time, I haven't had the free income, I haven't, you know, like, I don't have the setup and stuff like that. But anyways, going back to more of the bad. So again, the pacing was actually really good, despite me feeling the runtime a little bit. And some of the stuff that I would say that going into more negatives is it's a weird mix of modern and I don't know how to say it. I don't want to say old English, but like they sometimes they do speak very formally, like in a very formal nature, you know, and sometimes they, you know, they're a little too modern, like, you know, when, like, I kid you not, one of the lines in this movie is "fuck off." So I'm pretty sure ancient Greece had their own variant of that, but it just didn't. I'll say that, like while it makes sense to have something like that written in the movie, I just it does feel a little out of place when watching you know, people dressed in like robes and what are those things called? Oh my gosh, togas. Yeah, like, yeah, it does feel out of place for someone like that to be just blatantly saying "fuck off," you know. So, and on that note, like the music, which also mainly I'm thinking about the song that played during the credits. It was oddly out of place. Like, it wasn't like overly modern. It wasn't like trying to think of something. It wasn't like it was playing Bad Bunny, you know, as like the credits song. But Travis Scott is in this movie, and I had no idea. So cool on that. But it was, if you watch the movie and stay through the credits, you know exactly what I mean. Like, it's a weird mix of it, like modern music, but trying to sound like it's from those times, or like fits the theme. Obviously, we don't know what their music sounded like genuinely, but yeah. So the weird mix of modern and ancient, just with both the language, like the way it's spoken, the way some of the people speak, the phrases they say, and the music was just kind of odd. So and then I'm trying to think of what else, because those are the two really main things that bothered me, like, as I was sitting throughout the movie. But I can't really think of anything else. I mean, I'll say this, like, there are times where the story did dip, but it never felt boring. It just slowed down. However, every time that it did slow down, I kept telling myself, like, well, the Odyssey is a big freaking book. Like, you know, we always in school, I don't think I've ever read the real thing. You know, like I don't think anyone in that I know of at least has read the real thing. And if y'all have, I mean, good on you. You know, because like I don't have the patience for that. But you know, we always got the Spark Notes, the abbreviated version. So yeah, I always told myself, I was like, this is a very long book, and and I'm not sure which one's longer. I think the Iliad is actually longer than the Odyssey, but either way, both are very, very long books. And I have no knowledge. I'm not that artsy, so I have no knowledge of how how much of the lore, how much of that, you know, got transcribed from song and tales to actual print once, you know, once print became a thing, once writing. Excuse me. Anyhow, so that's really it. Again, it loses a little bit of points with the editing, just because I felt like the choreography was great, but I couldn't see a good amount of it. I could see enough to where it didn't knock it down too much, but it was just one of those things where I'm like, and a few things I was like, man, like, why didn't you just linger on this shot a little bit longer, or why didn't you just have the camera zoomed out just a little bit? And I think I would have enjoyed that more. Now I'll say this, coming back to, so this is, you know, now, so those are the negatives, and I'm surprised. I thought I'm not gonna lie, or maybe I'm just nervous because I'm put on the spot and, you know, I have to do this all in one take. But I thought I would have more negatives to say about that because of like just my overall rating. And so here's the thing. Did it do what it was set out to do? Yes, it did. Yeah, and I think to a fault, it did. Like, it didn't go to Hollywood with it. It was pretty much what I remember of the Odyssey. So what I mean by that, it didn't go to Hollywood with it. There are some times, and this could be a positive, by the way. It's like, it's not, what I'm about to say is going to sound negative, but again, going back to the first part of it, I said that it felt like a movie. It genuinely felt like a movie. It didn't go modern Hollywood with it. It didn't just try to wow you with, just everything going sporadic on screen, just too many wow factors, ridiculous CGI. Like, it did not go over the top. Everything seemed pretty grounded. Obviously, there's CGI in the film, very minimal in good old Christopher Nolan style. But what was I gonna say? Like, it just didn't try to give you a CGI spectacle. I think you guys know what I'm trying to say, but that's one thing I will give it a lot of credit for. Like, it seemed so for a movie that has I guess ghosts, I don't know what to call them, or souls of the dead, for a movie that has monsters and you know, witches, you know, stuff like these supernatural occurrences and beings. So for a movie that has that, it seemed all very grounded and very realistic, and that is something that, like, again, that's something I give it a lot of credit for. That being said, when it slowed down, that's what I gave my I reminded myself, I was like, well, is this doing anything that it's not supposed to be doing? And I was like, no. I couldn't once think, like, you know, this was not in the Odyssey, or this is different than, like, I thought they'd go, you know, they'd portray this differently. No. It was, like I said, all very grounded, and it did do what it was set out to do, or what it told us it was set out to do. So in a weird way, it being toned down and not going over the top with Hollywood flashiness, at times I can see how, like, more modern audiences, you know, the younger crew, I can see how they can view that as boring. And I wasn't bored. Like I said, it was just, there were times where it did just slow down to where it never actually felt like it, but it was really close to it. It almost felt like there was nothing going on. But again, I can't take away points for not feeling like the Odyssey. So, all right, before I give it my final score, the one thing I want to say is, man, Oh my gosh. And this is why I had the hardest time, but I made up my mind, by the way, and they're doing this whole thing on what score I'm gonna give it. And oh my gosh, that ending is fantastic. Like, dude, it is awesome. So like any epic, right, and in movies in general, like that final battle is like just beautiful. Loved it, loved all of it. Oh my gosh, like, and that is where the movie like, it just, oh man, it finally says like, I in a way it's like, it's and there is build up to this final battle, but it basically, it's the movie's way of telling is like, yeah, 3 hours, we get it, this is what you came for, and man, it delivers on all of it. And that ending was fantastic. It was, I don't know how else to say it. It's like just amazing, and you really feel all of it. Like, you feel the motives behind what people are fighting for. You feel for the people that you want to back up. You are all in. You're just like, yeah, you are like right there in their corner, and you just want to be a part of it. You're just like, and so yeah, man. Oh, and then just a little bit of side note for the ladies, but I'll look this up after I make the video, but I don't know how old Matt Damon is, but boy, that man is still ripped. Holy, yeah, like, damn. Yeah, puts me to shame, puts a lot of like people my age to shame. Man, that guy is, yeah, he is still chiseled as hell. So like, you know, and I know most stars will just get temporarily ripped for the role, but like, no, dude, this guy looked awesome, and he looked natural. I'll say that, because that's another thing that's a controversy here, and you know, these days, but not getting into that. So my final rating, I'll say this: that final battle is why I was at such conflict with myself on what to give it, because I really wanted to give it a higher score. I'm sorry, yeah, but I'll say this: that was not enough to bump it up, in my opinion, to that higher score. However, I think some people will, you know, will enjoy it to that higher score. And all right, here comes. I'll stop delaying, or I'll stop stalling. No, so the Odyssey 2026, directed by Christopher Nolan, gets a 7 out of 10. It almost got an 8, and I'm telling you, I was I was fighting with myself on that, and that final battle almost brought it to an 8, but I can't just you know, I'll say this: in other movies, sometimes that finale does bring the rest of the movie back up. It didn't in this one. I just feel like, I guess because it was such a it was a great final battle, by the way, and it was a decently length, by the way, but it's but it's a 3-hour movie, so it was, by comparison to the rest of the movie, it was so short that I don't think it was strong enough to bring the rest of the movie with it, unfortunately, so I have to give it a 7. So that's that. Hopefully I will get control of myself on how to talk and condense my points while I'm doing these without editing and all that stuff, and hopefully you'll see more of me. But it's good to be back. It's good to share my opinion. I don't care how many people watch this video. I just like doing this, and I want to keep again, I don't want to get preachy with it, but I want to enjoy my freedom to make these, and I'm gonna keep on doing that. So thank you guys for watching. I definitely recommend you watching this movie on the big screen. Definitely shouldn't miss it on the big screen. And yeah, it's worth the 3 hours. All right. And for those of y'all that think a 7 out of 10 is too low, go watch it for yourself. And if it is an 8 out of 10, then awesome. So anyhow, enough with that. Hopefully I can give you more of these. It's good to see you guys. This has been DJ Myst. Peace.